Hello guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm back again with another video. So I've been debating whether I name this video whether it's about demons, because I feel like it's important to talk about it, and or whether should I name it by the fact that chosen one were always monitored. Chosen children were always monitored. They were always monitored by the demons. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about, but it's more like my personal experience rather than any other way, because I feel like when I'm talking about more so my about experience, things that I went through, it made me feel a little bit sane because it's my experience. Because most of the time when I'm talking about things that I know, but yet I agree with, it's more like, let me like, it's more like I believe in it. It's just that it's better with experience. So I'm just gonna talk about that. Do really exist? Fuck yeah, demon do exist. Like I've noticed, like most of the time when I was actually growing up, I was like, oh, it's just a scary movie. Oh, there's nothing in it whatsoever. But we forget that our creativity is something that doesn't come from our own knowledge, own our only knowledge. It comes from other galaxies, other planet, other plane, our other spiritual plane, that we tend to have our own creativity, our own imagination. Sometimes things we pick up through our own dreams. Even people who actually invented something, it's something that they came on earth with. It's just that they needed a spiritual team to come through with it, because at the end of the day, whatever that you invested, whatever that you came with, it's something that you saw somewhere. It's the same thing with demons that you see on TV. It's demons that we actually saw. They saw someone. Even if like you be like, are they real? Like I used to question, or like I used to question everything. So most of the things that I used to question, they're most answered now rather than before, when I wanted answers. Now I understand why it has to be answered now, because it probably back in the days I was not ready. So now I'm ready and I'm willing to share this because it's the truth. Demons really do exist. It's just that so far the demons that I saw in a dream, as they have like they look like humans. They fucking look like humans. It's people that we know that are able to shape shift to a demon. Their eyes, where there's actually a white part, it's changed. Like everything's turned black. Like all the eyes turn black. I think I saw a movie, like a scary movie that is like that. Their teeth, they were looking like a rabbit teeth, as and their face, and they keep on doing things like moving like, oh gosh, I don't remember scary movie that I actually watched that just demonstrate exactly what I saw with the demons about shape-shifting celebrities that are actually demonic. Like they shape-shift into demons, but not all of them shape-shift to a demon. Because just for example, Selena Gomez, I know Selena Gomez, it's not a good person. I know people like, ah, Christina Aguilera. No, that girl is not a good person. Don't get it twisted. Every time, like I remember when I came across one of a video, not a music, but it was a video whereby she was actually making a video regarding a movie that she was making. I don't know the title, but it has a murder. I think it's a last year movie or this year movie. I'm not sure. Maybe it's gonna be shown next year. I'm not sure. But that movie, it has a murder. When I heard her tone, when I heard a voice, just that something happened in my body. I knew she's not a genuine person. She's not a good person. I just knew from her tone that she's not a good person. So I clip on that. On it was recommended on YouTube, and I was like, she's not a good person. Like, why people are so obsessed with her? And I also noticed every person that I actually want in my life, idolize once in my life, I love once in my life, that I actually went to them for guidance, they tend to be a demonic. They tend to be demons. For example, throughout my life, I've been monitored. Like, this is actually like something that I saw in my dream. Even last night, I had a dream with one of the girls that was sent to monitor me. She was a high school girl that I met in high school from grade 8 to grade 12. The funny part, we're not friends. I couldn't be friends with her. She was fine. She was smart. She was like, but energetically, I just couldn't. Like, I just couldn't make friends with her. Like, it didn't make sense. It didn't just, it was not right to make friends with her. So I just couldn't. My spirit couldn't accept her. Like, I think in high school, I was very much protected than I was in university, because I think I was so smart. I was so smart with people that I chose. Like, I so smart. Like, it's just that I happen to just get along with that person, and then when I see that this person is actually like this, and then I move. So I was like that. I think I was very intuitive in high school compared to university. I don't know what happened in university. I guess maybe like because of a new changes, that I was actually in a new place, and then I was vulnerable. Like, a lot of things happened there. So the chosen children were always monitored throughout your life, since you were kids. People who used to monitor you, I don't know about you, but for me, it was my blood family. There were people who actually monitor me. They were trying by all means. Their mission in life, it was to make sure that I don't see who I am. They don't make sure that I don't see myself. They make sure that I don't discover who I am. They were sent. I'm talking about they were sent. They knew who I am before I even knew who I am. As much as I've seen a lot of people talk about the children run, chosen one, chosen one, chosen one, even in movies, it just never clicked on me that I'm actually part of it. Like, I was like, oh, it's nice movie. I will just even get emotional, but like it wouldn't just make sense. Like, I think I was very stupid in a sense, so I couldn't like see myself as someone who's actually like that. Not that it was something that I felt like it's out of my league. It's just that it just never clicked that things that are actually happening in movies that actually happen in real life, is despite the fact that I grew up with villains, but I've never like associated them with the villains in movies. So I was probably I was just slow. I always I, I've been always been slow with everything. So yeah. So demons will exist. We, the chosen children, were always monitored since we were kids. For me, it was my blood family, all of them, all of them, all of them, even the extended family. It's just that I was lucky because my parents moved far away from where they came from, like province wise. They moved from a different province, and we happened to be just separated. Like, we happened to be isolated. Even though I didn't like isolation because of the fact that I couldn't get along with my cousins. Because eventually, when you're a kid, you think about people that you can get along with, like cousin, until you realize even them, they're demonic as fuck. Like, when you grow up, like, it was a best thing that ever happened. So when I don't remember like people who monitor me in primary, they are not yet revolved, but in high school I was so fucking surprised because it's a girl that I never thought of. Like, I like the friends that I had, they were envious and all that, but it's just like the envious, they're envious, like they're envious. Yeah, they send small work or whatsoever in high school, but I was not aware until like recently when I had like, because God can reveal who really tried you before. Like, it can reveal the future, it can show you. God and ancestors can reveal the future. They can reveal a glimpse of what happened in the past, who tried you, who should not trust, who did what. Like, he will reveal everything, even people that I've never thought of. Like, so he revealed me a girl. Like, this girl, she came up to me. I don't know when, but I was in grade 8. It was just like a first ham. Like, nothing yet happened. No, we didn't write test. We didn't yet write test. We didn't write anything. That was actually official that we're in grade 8. So she came up to me. She knew my name. She knew everything about me. And then she was like the funny part, I didn't remove her on Facebook, and I just, like, after having that dream, like, I just went on my Facebook and I blocked her. I just removed her from my Facebook, even though my Facebook is no longer active that much. But the thought of her in my Facebook, it just gave me trips. So she came up to me. I was in grade 8, and as I was in grade 8, obviously, like, it was early. I think it was January or February, because we usually open in January. So she was like, hey, hey, she called me with my name in my last name. She was pretty, like fucking pretty, like she was so fucking pretty. And I was like, hey, I was like, I didn't pick up on the fact that how does she know me? Mind you, nothing yet happened. Nothing yet happened. Like, we didn't do anything. We didn't write tests. We didn't do anything. Yes, I'm a chosen one, because most of the time, chosen children, they tend to have a celebrate aura. People gravitate towards you. People will see you, even if you are poor, even if you are what, they can tell there's something different about you, but they can't tell exactly what is it that is actually different. So they pick up on that, and I couldn't understand. Like, I was introverted. Not only that, I didn't like crowd. I didn't like being around people. How does she know me? Until, like, yesterday, I dreamt of her, and I was like, what? I was so fucking surprised, because it's a girl that I wouldn't think of. That girl was actually monitored. She was monitored way back, like way back. The thing is, I used to question. I also, another question that God answered me, that I know I'm not the only one who ask. I ask about demons, and I answered that demons do exist. And chosen one, we were already monitored way back. Three, the other question that I had was, fuck, why did I forget it? Hmm. I asked about whether, what the question that I had? I hate when I forget things. So I had a lot of question. Like, I had a lot of question about everything. So the reason why God and our ancestors never wanted us to be, not to be known, to be the children that were stupid, were too giving, were too people pleasing, were too in our trauma, to the point with that we couldn't see other people. Not that we couldn't, we could see. It's just that we had, like, a good heart, to the point that we believe that we can have, like, a lot of time to allow people to see themselves in a good place, whereby we allow people to change. We were having, like, a big heart. Like, we were allowing them to see that they can be better. We were giving time to change. So we tend to have that kind of energy. Us being in that energy, it gave us protection. Like, we were being protected by our own stupidity. Like, we were stupid around a lot of people. That's why we got play a lot. It was a protection itself, because those people, they were tested by God, and also our ancestors, whether are they trustworthy to be around us when we're actually in a better place, whereby we are actually reaping our benefit or whatsoever, and then we happen to be stupid around them. That was a protection itself. That's why you were alone. That's why you thought maybe you need to fit in order for you to be able to be, like, to be acceptable. Even though you knew that you don't fit in, you try to fake it a little bit. Because I remember I did fake it a little bit, but not to the point that I compromised most of myself. It was like, I wanted to have friends. I didn't want to be alone anymore. But I was lonely still. I was alone around them. I was constantly alone, feeling shitty and whatsoever. So, and another way God actually protected us, it was allowing us to be geographical, geographical apart. Because most of the time, when you're looking at how most of the children and what you came across, they were geographical apart. For example, for me, the first time I came across people actually children, it's just that I didn't realize that at the time. It was 2018, and they were from Cape Town. I'm at KZN, UK, like KZN province. um those one were actually in Western Cape province in South Africa. but I didn't think that they actually. I just knew they were different, but I didn't have like a knowledge how different. And then I ended up coming across a lot of them from United States, America, but geographically we're still apart. I've never met them, so it was like, and now I'm meeting like a lot from other islands and whatsoever. So it was just a protection from the demons, because we're always monitored. Like we were always monitored, everyone. And the thing is, with people who used to monitor you, it was people that you wouldn't even think of. It's just that it falls off to be friends with them. It falls off with whatsoever. I'm just gonna make another thing about another person that was chosen to monitor me in university. Like I had people that were monitor me throughout my life. In university, I had a girl that I came across in 2017. In 2017, I was doing my second year, and this girl was actually doing her first day. You know what happened? I was relying on her um advice. Like I was the person that I would go, like she didn't know anything about me, right? But like there was a time, like many times, that I went and seek advice on her. And when I'm looking back, I'm like, what? Because in a dream, God showed me, like, it was a girl that I met in grade 8, and the other one, a guy that I actually met, like three girls, two girls and one boy. The other one boy was monitoring me, the people that I'm actually dating. Like he knew people that I was actually dating. In high school, I only dated one guy, and I stopped dating because I was like, nah, relationship are actually my weakness, because I love hard, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stay. You know what he said? It came to me. He was a popular guy in high school. He said to me, yeah, you are dating a right guy. Don't believe whatever people say who are actually telling whatever. Don't believe anything that they're telling you. You should date that guy. He's a good person. Was he a good person? No. Have I ever had conversation with that guy? No. It was the first time, and not only that, he knew who I was dating. In a dream, I saw him shape shifting. Like I had this dream early this year or later last year. I don't remember exactly, but it was during that time. And when I woke up, I was like, why God is showing me people that I no longer like trust path with? But now it just confirmed why I had to dream of these people, why I had to share this conservation with you guys. Because the thing is, demons do exist. The question that I had, the third question that I had, how does Satan know that we exist? I don't know whether I'm the only one who have like the weirdest question. Like I'm so fucking weird. Like I have a childlike energy, so I just allow myself to ask silly questions. How do these people actually know that we are the chosen children? Hey guys, the thing is, God knows us, right? He knows us. Whenever God and our ancestors, they gave us the gift, they knew who we were. They knew that despite everything that's gonna happen to us, we're not gonna change to be the bitter one. Even if you change, it will be temporarily bitterness, because you seek peace. Chosen children, they seek peace. They want their soul to be at peace. They seek mercy. They seek, as much as we seek justice, we don't seek justice in a calamity way, in a nasty way, in whatsoever. But there's a time for you to catch the motherfucker, because the motherfuckers can test the shit out of you. So we tend to have like a soul that crave improvement, crave peace. We crave be connected with our source, God, our ancestors. We tend to just gravitate toward that. So these people, they tend to deny God to the point that they even believe that God doesn't exist. It's not, to them, it's not temporal. It ended up being like a forever thing, because they felt like God disappointed them all the time, and he never came through for them. They don't understand, it was whole, like the whole shit was a test. to us, as much we know that it is a test, we tend to have a lot of faith. That's why a lot of people used to hate you for it. Like, because you were not afraid to be singly, you were not afraid to walk alone, you were not afraid to choose a different path, you were not afraid to voice up your own opinion, even if you are the only one who had a different opinion, even if you're gonna be bullied by the fact that you are different, you, who do you think you are, who, like, because eventually when you are alone in a room with, like, probably with number 67 person in a room, you're gonna be the person that will like, I I believe in this, and then, mind you, the 66 people will have a different opinion. They have almost the same um opinion as others, and then you're gonna be the only one, the 67 one, who have a different you don't mind that, you don't fucking mind, even if sometimes it came with a lot of mentally stability, like a mentally, um you feel like mentally you are being in a put in a corner, because they try to put you in a corner because of your different opinion. They will try to make you feel like you are crazy for viewing life the way you do, but it's, you are not crazy. It's just that you choose to be different. You choose to go with the truth. You always are not far away from the truth. So that was something that they noticed about you. So when I had a guy that was actually popular, I was almost like an average student in high school, because of the fact that they tried to put me in a spotlight, because I said I have a celebrity aura, but I refused because I didn't want to be fake. I didn't want to choose to be fake. I didn't want to choose to go with whatever that other people are going. It just didn't feel right. I was okay with less attention. I never liked being a center of attention. It just never sit right with my spirit. So yeah, and then after that, the question that I had, how did, like, go certain devil know about us? Beside that, we're always different, we always have innocence, so we're always forgiving, always um have faith, we always like have a weird perspective around people. Like, it's the same thing, like the same thing that God knows us. It's like, remember that Satan was an angel himself. He knew this, he knew how God operate, but he, like, because he failed a test, because he had wanted to be a leader, he wanted to have the powers that God have. If he started to not obeying the rules, just the universally uh rules, the spiritual laws, he started like being a shit person, like whatsoever. Like, he knew, because he was once a chosen child. Like, devil knew that. So I don't like, I did have that question, and it was answered recently too. That the same way that Satan had a gift, it's the same way that he is able to find us, it's the same way that he was able to plant people that were actually monitoring us, whether are we awakening to our own gift. Remember, when your gift was started to awakening, you started to distance yourself from them, even if you didn't know that people are demonic. These people are actually sent in your life to monitor you, whether are you fucking up your own life, whether are you dating the wrong people, because that's what they wanted to date the wrong people, they wanted to not to move. They knew who you were. These people were knew who they were. When I said that I had a dream whereby devil was actually talking to me, he wanted me to sell my soul, he wanted me to be Rihanna, because remember, God loves us all. He doesn't want us, like, if he wanted me to be Rihanna, he would have made me Rihanna. If he wanted me to, like, in a dream, guys, the first dream that I had, like, it was almost like I'm talking to God, because God sometimes talk to me like that. Like, it had like a voice, like a echoed voice, but because of the low vibrational things he say, I knew that there's no way God can do that. How they manipulate our dream state. Like, I used to be like, like, question, like, spiritual teachers when they say they can manipulate your dreams too, and I was like, that never happened to me. Like, it never happened. And then it happened, like, recently it happened twice. And the person that I was with, the first one, it was Machi got the tea. Now it's Machi got the tea. She's actually like in a spiritual community. She's a YouTuber. She's had like more than 40K subscribers. She sold her soul. That girl sold her soul. what happened in that dream, we were both naked. She's a woman. We were both naked. They tried to make me date girls, and I refused. And then like try to make me go to entertainment industry, I refused. And then so now he started making his way to me, like he was no longer sending people to make me feel like this is my career path, because they were trying to distract me, sending Cardi B telling me that you should try acting, you should try this. And other female that were there was also even a white woman that told me that, have you ever tried acting? She was actually like a career coach. She was a career coach. And she was like, have you ever tried acting? I was like, no. And she was like, you should try it. But when I woke up and I was like, nah, it doesn't feel right. Because the thing is, the reason why I ended up in spirituality, the reason why I ended up being awakening, it was because I felt my dis dis I felt dis I felt like there's more into life, and what I'm doing was not it. Like, I'm so fucking sick. Every time when I'm talking about this kind of stuff, I get sick. Okay, so it was like that. They tried to make me like let go of my gift. They tried to make me up, let go of what I'm doing right now. Even if like I don't care whether I have like 2 viewers or anything, but it make me happy. Like it fucking make me happy. Like my soul feels so happy to talk about something that come from my soul, that I get from my ancestors, that I get from God. It make me happy because I get to share this information with you guys. And it's something that I always wanted. I always wanted to be truthfully most of the time. Like I always seek truth everywhere I go, even if like I make mistake, I didn't invest it, like investigate enough, but I still like bother myself with finding the truth. So that what happened. So he came up to me with Magic Got the Tea. We were naked, like we were walking in a room with Magic Got the Tea in a dream. Mind you, I'm like, why I'm naked in a dream with Magic? Or initially, at the time I was watching her content, little did I know that the other time I slept while watching one of her YouTube video. That's when the dream happened. When that dream happened, we were naked, we were walking in the room, and then there was a voice, and the voice was like just like God. When God was talking to me, like he used a voice, like I can hear his voice. And then he said to me, like out of the blue, both our vagina secret worms, like the worms like the worms that you get from a rotten person, like a rotten shit, anything like that. Like we started secreting worms with our vaginas, and then like mine was too massive. Like the worms that come out of my vagina like too much. And then with her it was like lickly, and I was like, why your vagina, like why did you secret less? Like it was like I was opening a vagina, like why your vagina is like is giving like it has like not much worms in it, and like why not secreting a lot of worms in it? Because I felt like we're being clean, our worms were being clean. Not only that, I was actually they were recruiting me to be a lesbian, and I was like, why? Like it like I was opening up, her vagina was wet as fuck. It was like a bed. Like, do you know a bed, like those beds that they used to put in movies, and the one that actually speak I forgot its name, whereby it speak those beds that actually speak in, like, let me just say a movie with Jasmine, like, oh gosh, what the name of the movie? With Jasmine and why I forgot them. Like her vagina was like a head of a bed. I couldn't understand how. I was like, I didn't ask her why your vagina is like that, because I know vagina are different, but that was the first time I saw a vagina like that. Like it was the first time, and I couldn't understand why. When I asked her that, she laughed like like a fake laugh, and I was like, when I woke up, oh, in that, and then the voice said, take the pant that you're wearing and take a knife, and when you're taking the knife, make sure that I'm just gonna take a clean pen, guys. Like, I had to make this thing to understand what I went through with this shit. Forgive me, but I had to be truthful as fuck. This is a really shit. Something like this. The dream was like, I'm just gonna make example with a pen. It's a knife, right? It's a fucking knife. They said, that voice said, take a knife, and then this is the actually the part that actually attached to your vagina when you're wearing a pen, right? So they said, make sure that the knife is actually like we should have like instruction of how to hold the knife, and then we should cut our pen up like this. And I was like, it feels so fucking weird. Like, it's so like, that was the first time that I actually had a conversation with Satan. And then I was like, hey, when I woke up from that dream. And you know what funny, in that night I was tired as fuck. What I did, I bathed and then I went to bed, and I wrapped. I didn't put pajama, I didn't put anything, I didn't even put a pant on my body. That night that I had that dream, when I woke up, I was like, to be honest, I would have done that. I like, it was a ritual. They were doing a ritual on me in the dream. They say, that's why they said we should hold. It won't work if we're not holding like a pen like that. If I'm not holding a knife like that, and I'm not cutting exactly like it, because they said in the middle, make sure it's in the middle. I wouldn't understand why those instructions are so fucking weird. Like, why should we do that? Like, it felt like a fucking ritual. I woke up and then I put like I wrap, like, you know those wrap that we use on a beach, like the beach cover. I put a beach cover, and then I went back to sleep at night, and I had that dream. When I had that dream, that when I woke up and I was like I didn't put any pen. I just slept with I just um slept without putting anything, just a wrapper. And then when I woke up and I was like, why we were naked? Why did I touch her vagina? Why did I do that? Like, I had a lot of questions, and I realized that at that time they were really wanted me to be a lesbian. They confirmed that Machiko the T sold her soul, and two, they want my womb. They want to block my womb. There's obsession with my womb. I even dream of my comic brother touching me with, like, it was brushing my back, my back with his hands as well as my womb. And I asked him, what are you doing? Like, today I woke up having that dream. Like, what are you doing? They're obsessed with womb, like obsessed with a chosen one womb, obsessed with our fertility. They're obsessed with the kids, that they don't want us to have a kid. They don't want us to, like, they're trying by almost to block everything, like our fertility, because the kids that we're gonna give birth to, they know who they are. That's why, like, Satan is trying by almost to make us to be in that situation. That's a conversation that I had with Satan. And the second one, he was telling me that I should be right. He was trying to make me feel like I will have everything. Like, he was trying to recruit me to be Rihanna, like I will have everything. Because obviously Rihanna is a billionaire. He knew that my situation financially, I'm frustrated, but he was trying to make me to sell my soul so that I would be like Rihanna. Is Rihanna happy? No. She had the money, she had the body, she had the beauty. She is a girl that most guys talk about, but is she happy? Has she found love? No. I know we thinking that she had found love. That guy, as a bro, I see, like, guys, I'm visiting couples, and the only couple that I said, they are, I won't say they're happy, but I didn't get a bad vibe. It was Blake as well as Ryan, from the who they met on a Green Latin movie. And now recently I visited the South African celebrities, and they are not happy. And the one of them even wanted me to find, like, she said she's gonna find me a boyfriend in a dream. And I was like, oh, the nigga was flirting with me in a dream. Her nigga was flirting with me in it. And I'm like, why are you still together? She said, I don't want to be single. Just think about it, having like a whole fucking celebrated, consider herself a goddess, empress, or whatever. She's gonna tell you that she doesn't want to be single. She want to have a relationship because she doesn't want to be single. And she's told me that the reason why she doesn't want to be single is because when you're a woman in the entertainment industry, people don't respect you when you're single. They view you as a Lucy, blah 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 blah. So the reason why she was actually in a relationship with that guy is because her relationship made her god contract. Her relationship made her god respect. Do you see how Rihanna has been treated? If you notice, Rihanna went from, I'm not sure whether 89 million followers to 138 followers ever since she dated ASAP and had a child. When she was having a career, it was moving like slow. When it was a career, slow. But ever since she had ASAP in her life, like, people started to give her respect, because people like, society operate like single women or single men, they are not respected. They are not, despite the fact that they are taking care of themselves. They know that they don't want relationships that are just coming. They know that they're done with relationships that don't make sense to them. They are done with relationship that does not promote growth. So what happened is, you eventually, people who have like in a relationship, they're more respected than people who are single. I've realized that. Just for me, I don't give a fuck. I don't fuck with that shit. Because why? I don't need you to have a validation of the fact that I'm actually someone who's actually um I don't need validation from that I'm actually a human being, I'm a woman, I'm a blah 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 blah. I don't fucking need that. If you feel like you need to look at you don't have to respect me just because I'm not in a relationship. Shame on you, honey. Shame on you. Like, I'm always been single most of my time. I've dated, but like,